Hello everyone and welcome once again to a feature video that, well, I like to call them feature videos here on the channel. And we're looking at Gran Turismo once again, and technically a brand new circuit in Gran Turismo. But not one that's an official circuit, it's one that I've made. Yes, that's right folks. I've decided to make my own circuit, a realistic circuit I hope, that would promote really good racing and use some of the corners in Gran Turismo that I really like racing on. Now, in terms of these corners, I have mentioned them when I race them. Some of these corners I just absolutely love racing on because they present such good racing. You know, they present opportunities for different racing lines, very hard braking in terms of getting the braking right, and very hard racing lines with potential of spinning on exit as well. One of those corners, of course, is Dragon Trail Seaside in reverse after the chicane. That corner, that sharp left-hander is such a beautiful corner. However, we've done something a little bit different with that, so spoiler alert, that is in this circuit. However, it's not how you would think it. I think, maybe, who knows? You'll find out shortly. Now, what I actually did is I went through every single circuit in Gran Turismo, listed all the corners I like, listed them all in a notepad and was like, how can I make this into a circuit? Because if I did, it'd be longer than the Circuit Sierra track in Gran Turismo 6 or 5, or whichever game we raced that on. That was like 30 miles long, bigger than the Nürburgring, basically. And I didn't want to make a circuit like that. I wanted to make a realistic circuit. It'd be quite long, but not like stupidly long. Let's put it that way. So I couldn't do all the corners. And trust me, there were a lot of corners that I have written down. And I'm like, wow, I wish I could put that in. I wish I could put that in. Tokyo Docks, for example. That isn't in. I love the Tokyo Docks section. I think it's awesome. As you've seen in the World Tour event when we were at Monaco. World Finals, actually, should I say. Where I made it 3 wide heading into there. Beautiful selection of corners. And we nailed it quite well, if I do say so myself. But what we did, we put the circuit together. Now, you do have to tell me what you would change. Do let me know in the comments. What corners you really like in the game. I then sort of put it together as a track map, but track maps are very difficult because none of the maps are to scale on the website and the scales are all different. So, you know, Circuit de la Sarre, for example, is definitely not to scale compared to Bathurst or any other circuits. It's very hard to put a track map together. So I sort of decided I'd go around at 60 miles an hour on the circuit. I've put the circuit together, which you'll see in a second. And that way I can estimate the length and sort of guesstimate sort of the lap time that we'll get at the circuit, and explain obviously why I put the corners together like that and what I hope they would bring to a circuit. I'm going to stop yapping now. Let's jump to that circuit then. Let's have a look at what I created, and maybe you could, well, actually you probably could do better than me if I'm honest with you. However, this is the circuit that I created and what I would put into Gran Turismo Sport. Here we are then in my favorite Audi R8 Group 3 car, and we're at Blue Moon Bay. Now, I love this circuit. I always have. We've recently commentated on it at IGTL, but going forward, we're currently in reverse, and this is infield B. Now, I really didn't care whether it was infield A or infield B. The one thing I wanted for the circuit is lots of seating on the left. And look at that. Loads and loads of seating. You would see all the action. And as we go through this circuit, you'll see that that seating can see more than just this. So you're going to head towards turn 1, of course. And you're going to come through here nice and easy. You'll be going fast as anything. This straight, by the way, is 1 kilometer in length. It is absolutely massive. Really, really is. You come through here, and then you're going to head towards the left-hand side. But you're not going to look for that sharp right-hander, because we're going to go to Spa. And we're going to head to Lazarus. Because one thing I do like at the start of a race is a long acceleration period into a very sharp braking zone. And here we have Lazarus. A very nice corner, in my opinion. A very historic corner, and one I do enjoy doing because it's very hard to nail, if I'm honest. A really hard corner to get right. You normally end up with lots of oversteer, and that is why Lazarus has made it in here. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, Rouge and Radiant are going to be in this, aren't you? Well, I couldn't really fit it in, if I'm honest, so it's not. We jump to Dragon Trail Gardens, where this corner is one of my favourite corners in the game because of how skillful it actually is. It's I think it's 4 apexes here. You hit the first one. And at this point, you'll be accelerating out of Lazarus, and then you're going to have to really balance the speed through here. It's going to be very interesting because it starts off fast and then goes slower and slower and slower. But you'll be accelerating towards it rather than just breaking into it. Very interesting corner. You move to the left then, and we're going to leave Gardens. We're going to head to Monza, of course. So we've had a long acceleration period here. It's around 600 meters. I have measured this roughly. And we're going to obviously head towards Monza Chicane, which is a bit of a meme. And I fit the good corners with some memey corners in here as well. Obviously 600 meters out of those apexes. If you get those wrong, you're going to have somebody on the back of you heading towards that chicane. I think it would be kind of nice to have that big braking zone after a mistake and people being able to go down the inside. It definitely presents a lot of racing, in my opinion. We're going to continue on then through that chicane into the Curva Grande. And what we're going to do here is take a slightly different line then as we start to edge out towards the edge of the circuits, because we're not doing the second chicane. We're using this corner to build up the speed for one of my favorite corners in terms of real circuits at Catalunya. This fast right-hander. Now, normally you don't have to brake for this corner, but coming off the Curva Grande, you are definitely going to have to brake for that corner. And I think that'll be a very tough corner to get right. You go through that fast right, and then we've got this whole complex section here at Catalunya, which I really do enjoy. Obviously, this straight presents a huge overtaking mark, and that's the whole idea of this circuit. Is that the idea is to have overtaking places, but also some quite difficult corners in there as well. It really just makes the circuit challenging and good, and that's the whole idea behind it as we come through this right-hander. Another corner I really like is this corner. It's all about patience and really trying to nail it right. And what you're going to do is you're going to come straight off that corner and you're going to head towards the right-hand side, and then we're going to advance to one of my favorite circuits in the game completely, and that's the Lego Maggiore GP in reverse. Some of you will absolutely hate this, but I think this would be awesome. The S's here are so beautiful in terms of just how it flows, and getting it right is so difficult. So you're going to come through the S's here. This first part, you'll clip that. Obviously, you won't be carrying as much speed as normal. You didn't have the long straight, but then you're going to be coming into here, and you're going to have to really judge your speed as you go through the right, then the left, and then the final right. Very different, I suspect, experience to what we currently have now. I do like these corners. I think they're awesome. We'll leave at the S's end and head towards the left-hand side, because what will actually happen is you'll just carry on down a straight rather than going down into a left as we head to Nürburgring GP section. Now, I love this section. I think this is, again, where you want this stadium atmosphere. You'd have all this down there, and you'd be able to see all the cars coming into here. This section, I love this section. It's so good. Lots of times to be gained here when you normally do a lap here at Nürburgring GP, and it's just so nice. It's flowing. You've got to nail each corner individually to nail a lap, essentially, and lots of time can be lost. So we're going to come through here. We're going to do this left-hander, which, of course, you've got to get on the inside of, and then you'll keep it more left than I did, through the right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stay left, because what we're going to do now is we're going to advance to Dragon Trail Seaside. Technically in reverse. You'll notice it's all a bit weird, and this is where I said it's not quite what it seems earlier on in this video, because we'd actually turn this the other way around, the way we've got it here. This is backwards at Seaside. You're coming in here. Obviously, it's a bit more open as chicane as you come in this way. Through we go. Remember, this isn't forward. This is actually backwards, but it looks forward. Bit of a weird look, of course. So through here you go. You'll also be carrying more and more speed, trying to accelerate through here. And then we get to one of my favorite corners, just going in the opposite direction this time. This right-hander. This is the last corner, in fact, of the circuit. And what an overtaking opportunity this would be. Trying to go down the inside here, potentially. Maybe going for the wider line. Because as you come off here, you've then got the 1 kilometer. Maybe it needs to be a little bit shorter. I'm not too sure. But a 1 kilometer start-finish straight. And if you think about the last lap of what could happen, then potentially you might go for a wider line to try and overtake somebody down that start-finish straight. And then imagine the grandstand finish there. Oh! It would be absolutely wonderful. So that's the circuit in a nutshell. I haven't named it. Maybe you guys can come up with a name. Do let me know in the comments. The Pleb Arena, the Pleb Center. I have no idea. Probably something with Pleb in. But that's my take on taking some of my favorite corners, such as the Dragon Trail Gardens 4 apexes, you know, the Chicane of Death, the last corner on Seaside, the corner after the Chicane of Death on Seaside Reverse. I love that bit. I love the GP section on the Nürburgring. I love the Catalunya fast right, and then it obviously gives you an overtaking opportunity. And that's the point of the track I've designed there. Lots of overtaking opportunities, because there is. That would be like a perfect Gran Turismo track to me. But we've also lots of very tricky corners to nail, so obviously you can't make mistakes. Kind of nice. Obviously the long straight means that you could have multi-class here. If you could have 40 cars on circuit. Because there'd be lots of grid slots, pit boxes on the right side, and lots of grid slots available for cars. In terms of track length, I've kind of worked it out at around 9.24, well, 9.2 kilometers essentially. I'm not actually sure what that is in miles. I'll put that on screen as well, of course. So that is quite a long track, but it's a very fast track. So I reckon it'd be about the same lap times as Spa, as a guess. But yes, that is my track in a nutshell. What do you think, folks? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What would you change? Do let me know in the comments. But that is going to be it for me now, folks. I do hope you've enjoyed it. This video, another very different video. And I hope to see you in another video or live stream very soon.